welcome back to Jacob's Toys 5-minute figure reviews. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. In this video I'm taking a look at the figure podcast from the Hasbro Plasma series, and these figures coincide obviously with the Ghostbusters Afterlife film that is coming out next month. Now, I have to say a huge shout out to Hasbro, who sent me this figure as a gift to coincide with Hasbro Pulse Con that is taking place this Friday and Saturday on the 22nd and 23rd of October. So let's get straight into it and have a look at the figure in a bit more detail. Now, this is the first of the Plasma series that I've actually had in hand, and I just want to point out that the internal artwork on the inside of the card is actually really nice. I really dig in these blueprint kind of designs. But enough of that, let's have a closer look at the figure. Now, podcast comes with the main torso part of the Build-A-Figure, which is obviously one of the Terror Dogs. Now, I'm used to the Build-A-Figures from the Marvel Legends line, and I just want to point out that here it looks like the legs are kind of in a fixed position, so it's going to build more of a statue than a kind of an articulated figure. Having a little bit of a closer look at some of the other accessories that he comes with. He comes with a pair of goggles that obviously, if you're familiar with Ghostbusters, these are a very familiar item indeed. And he also comes with these little bits here, which is a kind of a remote control. We saw in the trailer one of the traps on a remote control car, so I'm assuming that's what that control is for. This little kind of skull, this little kind of head thing that I'm sure the film will tell us what it's all about. This that looks a little bit like Stay Puft Marshmallow Man exploded, and one of these cool little Stay Puft Marshmallow Men that we saw in the trailer chasing Paul Rudd around the store. I'm really pleased that we got that. The only problem is he doesn't stand up. He's too top heavy, so he doesn't stand up on his own. But I'm sure with a little bit of like tacky wax or something, it'll be fine. Now, having a look at the back of the box, it looks like this marshmallow kind of spillage wraps around the figure. But before we do so, let's just have a look at the articulation. The articulation's quite nice. Not as nice as some of the other figures that I've had. It feels a little bit fragile. But it's got all the points of articulation in the right place. The detail's really nice. You've got the Ghostbusters emblem on the arm there, and you've got the podcast name written here as well. And the way that it's written on is it looks like they've kind of done it themselves. Now, having a look at the back of the box, it showed you that this kind of marshmallow explosion kind of wraps around podcast. There's a little peg and a hole on the back there, and then this bit kind of just clips around his waist. So that works like that. So it looks like he's kind of had a fight with the Stay Puft. And I guess in this one goes on an arm, or it's too small to go on the leg. So I'm just going to try to wedge it here on the arm. And it goes about a little bit, a couple of millimeters up. And that all sits on there quite nicely. Now trying to get these goggles on, they're very tight. There's a little bit of give in them. And you can see that they obviously stretch to go around the head. But where you've got the hair sculpted on there as well, it's a little bit difficult to get it over. With a little bit of force you can do it. As you can see, I'm having a little bit of trouble with it. Nope, still not got it. There we go. If I pull that really tight there, yeah, once you kind of get it past a certain point, it goes on quite easy. So there we go. You just got to kind of get it past the right point. But as you can see, I'm really having a kind of tug at these. If there is an easy way of doing it, then please do let me know in the comments below. But I think you just kind of got to persevere with it. So yeah, they sit on his head quite nicely, but I think I'll probably just have them up a little bit over his hair because you want to see the face, you want to see the character. And you can see here there's a little bit of stress mark there as well where I've been moving it around. This little kind of like head thing, this little kind of skull, there's another peg and a hole there on his belt, so I'm assuming that that's where it goes. And again, I'm sure we're going to find out what this is all about when the movie does hit theatres kind of middle of November. I think it's the 18th, I think, off the top of my head. But yeah, be curious to see what all of this stuff going on with the figure actually means in the film. Because obviously I've got a cool looking figure here with, you know, marshmallow hanging off of him and a little skull on his waist and a remote control. And I have no idea why. So it'd be good to see what all this means. I must admit, obviously having seen the kind of remote control car with the trap on it in the trailer, it would have been nice if we'd got the trap, not just the control. And I'm really gutted that this guy doesn't stand up, but if you just balance him there next to him, he stands up fine. There we go. So all in all, not a bad figure. Having a look at the back of the box, there's another couple of characters, another couple of new characters, and then obviously 3 of the original characters as well in this particular wave. And if you buy all 6 of them, I think it is, then that's what builds the figure. And I think, to be honest with you, now that Hasbro have sent me this one, I probably will pick the others up just to see what they all look like together. And I'm sure once I've seen the film, I'm going to want them all anyway. So, but yeah. Not a bad figure, not a bad figure at all. And as I said, the plasma line isn't, the plasma collection isn't a line that I collect, but definitely after having this one in hand, I think it's one that I might invest in. So just want to say a huge thank you again to Hasbro for sending me out the Pulse Con box. That was very much appreciated. And if you are enjoying the channel, then please do like, share, subscribe, and all of those things. And I'll catch you next time.